Paying attention to what so many people are challenged with, there is one theme to acknowledge and understand that will bring us back to having friendships and community. It's the crisis of belonging. Not loneliness, not loneliness exactly, belonging. Today, we're asking some questions that will hopefully bring some clarity. And also think about, what if friendship is less about compatibility and more about recognition? Not, do we agree? Not, do we have the same interests? But can I see the divine image in you, even when you're struggling? Thank you for joining us. Here we go. I am Fawn
and Matt. We're an interracial couple with 2 kids wanting to do something that highlights the power of friendship and what it means to be in the company of true friends. We're going to move our society away and out of the loneliness epidemic and into a friendlier, happier world. Welcome to our friendly world. Better, stronger, together.
Welcome back to our friendly world, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
People are surrounded by information, connected digitally, busier than ever, yet a lot of people feel unseen, unknown, and disconnected from meaningful community. There's increased loneliness, anxiety, social isolation, and less neighborly and workplace friendships even. There are lots of people who have contact, but less genuine connection. There is a philosophy that I want to get into today that will help. It's the idea that our purpose for being here, of existing, is to create a home for love to exist and to live. This might seem like a mystical concept, but what if friendship is one of the primary ways that happens? Not because friendship makes us feel good, because friendship creates a place where another soul can fully arrive. In other words, belonging is a spiritual act. Look, these days, in the quote-unquote modern world, we ask ourselves, where do I belong? What if we ask, how do I help another soul belong? So what's the big idea? Most people think friendship is about finding people who understand us, but maybe friendship is actually the practice of becoming a safe place where another person can reveal who they are. Our job is to see the unique divine spark in every person. There's this beautiful thought that every soul comes into the world with a unique mission. That means every person you meet is carrying something irreplaceable. Friendship becomes the sacred art of helping another person remember who they are. Not fixing them, not rescuing them, not changing them. Helping them remember. This feels really timely to me right now because so many people seem to be wondering if they matter, if they are seen, where their place is. Your place is where your soul can contribute its unique light. Before we get into the questions that I have, do you have any comments?
I would say absolutely it's about creating a safe space. And I find the easiest way, for me anyways, to create a safe space is to offer up a challenging story, witticism about my own self. Not necessarily self-deprecating, although those can work. But, in sharing a secret-ish with other people, it makes them more comfortable to share their secrets. If their secret is that they're a secret opera fanatic and, they've been ridiculed for that in the past. If they know something about you that, could be open to scrutiny or ridicule and you're okay with it, it makes you're making a more comfortable space for everyone.
So you're saying create a space where people are comfortable enough where they can feel they belong here.
Right.
Okay.
And it starts with, sharing something.
Well, that goes back to what you have always said is to be a good host.
Right.
So even if you're out on the street and obviously that's not your home, but the world is our home.
Right.
And a stranger, even a stranger, is your guest. So our job is to make everyone feel comfortable.
Yes.
So, okay, I'm just going to get into some questions. Question number 1. When was the last time someone made you feel like you truly belonged? I can't even remember.
That's an easy one.
Actually, okay, go ahead.
That's an easy one. So my wife comes bustling into my place of business. Well, no, I was hanging out with the boys at the gas station. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Needed a Gatorade. Oh my God.
Okay, back up. So yeah, I was late for work, and Matt hangs out with the guys at the gas station super early in the morning. I was late for work, and I had something close to heat stroke the day before on the job, and I was still not feeling well the next day, and nothing was helping, and I was feeling still dizzy, just unwell, but I had to go to work, right? At the last second, I'm like, ugh, as much as I don't like the stuff, like I don't think it's healthy, I think I need a Gatorade.
You need electrolytes.
So I went to the gas station and I was running late. And right when I pull up, everybody,
Everybody and their third cousin showed up and
all
queued up.
Oh my goodness, there were so many people, and a lot of people who were it was a lot of landscape designers. Like all their big trucks were there, and they were also in a hurry to get their stuff so they could go on the job site. So anyway, I walk in to this party. I have never seen that place like that before.
It was a zoo.
You didn't even know I was standing in front of you.
I know.
And I was kind of like looking at you like, hey. And then you didn't, and I was late, so I'm like, forget it. So I went around you. You didn't even see me.
I saw you when you went around me, but yes.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Back to the last time you felt you belonged.
Yeah, I knew you had to score something, and so I stood in line.
Oh, yeah. And
I immediately stood in line because the line was getting crazy, about to get crazy.
I was going to say, I'm not used to shopping in a place like that. And the last time I got a Gatorade was like 3 years ago. So the packaging has changed. So I didn't know what I was looking at. And I'm in a hurry. And there were so many different choices. I'm like, where's the Gatorade? So it felt like we were at home. I'm like, Matt, where's the Gatorade?
Anyways, so I got out of line. I found the Gatorade for you. Between us, we found the right Gatorade. And you know what? One of the people who works there is like, go. I know Matt will cover it, so life is good.
Oh, first she said, are you Fawn? And she introduced herself, and I thought that was so sweet. She cut my hurried, anxiety-ridden key with such loveliness, like, hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm like, oh my God, hi, thank you so much. Hello. It was nice. It brought levity and some love to a very crazy, stressful, hurry up kind of morning.
Anyways, she's like, don't worry, Matt will pay for it later. And then you were like, oh, do you have money? Do you have money? Do you have money?
Like, do you have cash, honey?
And I was like, yeah, I do, the first time. But then you asked like 3 more times because you're in that mode.
Well, I just wanted to make sure everyone knew I wasn't walking out with something without paying for it. So I wanted to make sure that they knew, because all these people were in line, and then here I come. I grab something, and then I'm out. Mm-hmm. So I wanted people to know that someone was going to pay for it.
And then, so you leave, and... Of course, the guys heard, do you have enough money? And 2 of the guys, the 2 closest in point of fact, both said, we got you covered if you don't have it.
Yeah.
So boom, boom, boom.
That made me feel so good when I
there
heard
you
that.
go.
Yeah, you're right. I was going to say, I don't remember the last time I felt like I belonged. But you're right. I did feel such love and community right there. I did feel like I belonged. Especially in a place I never go to.
Right.
You know, and yeah, they treated me so special. It was really nice.
And what's so nice on the upshot, as far as like sharing secret stories or whatever, I have mispronounced a number of words for them, and my God, do they keep track of them? But in a nice way. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so it's not gun whale, it's gunnel. It's not, and on and on and on.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right, are you ready for the next question?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Is belonging something we find or something we create?
Well, the easy answer to that is yes.
Both, then.
Right. I mean, at work now, John and I are in the process of creating a space. One of the issues that we're having right now is that the host absolutely has a big responsibility for the space. Absolutely. But the guests have to hold up their end too.
Can I tell you something?
Mm-hmm.
It's a thought that I had this week because I was reading a book and it was talking about being deliberate, not drifting. It was all about making sure you command your life the way you want to create it. Of course, you work with the higher realms, you're not in control of everything, but to the best of your ability, you better take charge of your life and make a plan. Don't just drift. So I was thinking about that in regards to friendship, and I thought, wow, I think all these years I have been thinking, oh, I'll be in a situation and I'll come together with our friends. And, it hasn't quite worked out for me. And all of a sudden, I switched that thought back to being in command of a situation. I'm like, no, I'm going to look for my friends and choose who I want to be friends with instead of being put in a situation where I bump into someone that may be the friend. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do.
I am now putting a job application out there to the world.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I do.
Maybe job application is not the right word, but like a concise, like I am seeking and looking for certain criteria of who I'm going to bring into our circle. So that's been the mind shift I've had this week. And to me, that is about belonging. So yes, to both, like you said. Next question.
Yes.
Okay. What's the difference between being accepted and being truly known?
I think there's a process, and it starts with you feeling like you're being accepted, and that leads you to more openness, which really turns it into belonging.
And that's how people get to know you.
Right.
Great answer.
And it's about, again, making sure if you're playing the role of host, and these roles are fluid and can change, but if you're playing the role of host, it is your job to make the other person feel comfortable and welcome. And that's what it is. And at any point, either party can choose to deepen the relationship by actions, by deeds, by the whole thing. There's another guy who stops by the gas station who's fascinating. He's really funny. He's a geek. He's geeky. He's fascinating. And I just had to ask him one day, what do you do? What is your job? Because honestly, I expected him to say he was a programmer. I mean, he's a funny guy. He comes in, he's like, welcome to the gun show. We comment when he's dressed up. We're like, ooh, looking sharp today.
Welcome to the gun show, and people in other countries that are listening.
Oh, dear, that's right.
It's talking about muscles on the arms.
Muscles on the arms.
They call them guns. Welcome to our gun fanatic culture.
But he's like a total geek. As it turns out, he's not a programmer. He's an accountant. But we're starting, it's almost like we're starting to do the dance of, because he said, well, what do you do? And he had to bring it up the next time he saw me. Oh, you're a programmer. You're the magic makers, blah, 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 blah. Because
wait, so what does he do?
He's an accountant, actually.
Oh, wow.
But he's funny.
Yeah.
It's like I love it when my prejudices get smacked on the head, right? And that's, again, what happens, for me at least. That's the thing I enjoy the most about learning people, creating safe spaces and whatnot, because, all of a sudden you're going to find out that somebody's a backgammon fanatic, or they follow the competitive world of baseball card collecting or something.
So, accepting and being known. Yeah, you mentioned action. I think that you can say whatever you say, but to be truly known is to be looked at by your actions. Like, it takes time for you to live and walk your walk, and that's what you become known for, whatever that is, good or bad.
Right.
All right, next question. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is something we've talked about forever. Why are people more connected than ever and yet more lonely?
It's the organic component. It's missing. You're missing. You don't feel it. When I send a text message saying, thank you, period, right? People are going to hear that as very deadpan.
Or you're yelling if you're
If
of
it's
a
all
younger
caps
generation. No,
or,
no.
you're right. Proper
No, because
punctuation can infer
yeah,
yelling.
right.
You
Which is
know,
ridiculous to
and
me.
just because people like this one thing I said, I may be like crazy. The 99 things I said before, nobody cared about. So it's like they're only taking a look at a tiny sliver of who you are or who you were that day. They're not taking a look at you as a person. They're not feeling you, seeing you as a person. So on some level, they're not seeing you at all. I'm a firm believer in the organic component.
Yeah, but how do you explain that when you're with people in person? You're connected, but so lonely. I mean, you can say that with people that are in relationships or marriages, or they're in a crowded room, still feeling very lonely. Again, the organic thing is there because you're there together, but on a deeper level, the organic thing is perhaps there are walls up for some reason, or what else is it that you feel so lonely even when you're physically with people?
Well, I can take it to my job. I work with 100 at least other people, and it's all open office and open desks and the whole bit, right? Which means you don't really get a chance to know anybody until you start breaking down those barriers. And the easiest way to break down those barriers is by saying hello. And yet there's such a I don't want to aspect to it, and I don't know why. You're nervous, you're ashamed, you're afraid somebody will say, "Who are you?" You know, it feels very grade school. And you just kind of got to figure out how to muscle through it. And you also have to figure out how to muscle through rejection.
Well, I think really one of the other things is the dirty 4-letter word again, busy.
Right.
Even at work, you're too busy. So how do you have time to have a genuine, real connection? But then again, in marriages or in families, you're not working, but again, you're too busy. Your mind is occupied. You're occupied. So you're not even aware of the other person.
Right. And you saw that with me yesterday. My brain was very occupied thinking about stuff. Honestly, it was thinking about, it's been thinking about the project that I'm currently working on and sometimes it is hard to break away. But I think you have a responsibility to break away. And if the other person is unwilling to do so, that's kind of a a deal breaker.
But it's not just about being unwilling. It's just, again, the dirty 4-letter word, busy. You're so busy that you're not able to even. I have things to do. Like, I'm being torn in different directions, and one kid is going nuts, and you're like thinking about work and everything, and I'm thinking about work too, but this kid is going nuts over here, our kid, and it's scary, and it's just like messing up the family, and I'm just overwhelmed, and I'm tired. Busy and tired.
Right.
So gosh, that's a big thing that we need to talk about for many hours and try to figure out how we can fix that. But there you go. But that's the reason, I think, why more people are connected than ever before, yet totally lonely. All right, should we just go to the next question, or do you want to talk? Do you have anything more to say about that?
Let's proceed on, because
Okay.
There's a whole show idea behind that.
All right, so okay. Can friendship become a spiritual home? Absolutely yes. And I think that's what marriage is. It better be that, or no thank you. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think
No thank you.
Honestly, for me, my relationships, if they're online or via the phone, it's a very kind of mental relationship. I think in-person relationships, they start physical and then they go mental and then they go mental. Anyways, and then once you really break through and you really are feeling that safe space, that safe, comfortable space, then the spiritual starts to come. It's kind of a more ultimate level of the whole thing to me.
So what's your answer? Can friendship become a spiritual home?
Absolutely. It takes time though.
I mean, I feel like things need to be holy. So things need to be clean and clear, no garbage, no, what do you call it, Matt? Flotsam and jetsam?
Flotsam and jetsam.
Flotsam and jetsam.
You could call it cruft.
No,
You could call it
riffraff.
kipple. You could call it a lot of things.
You know, you need to have a sacred space
You
to
do.
have a spiritual home.
But to me, the other aspect is the other person has to really know you.
Yeah, it
And
needs
you have
to be a sacred
comfortable
space.
really knowing them too.
And in that sacred space, there are certain things that need to happen. Trust, love, compassion. What else needs to be in there? Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
To have that circle of that circle, that home, that spiritual home.
Right.
What else would you put in there?
No, that's good. There's a pithy saying that I keep holding on to lately that I heard, which was basically the gist of it is you have to earn the right to criticize me. I'm not going to pay attention to you if you haven't earned the right to criticize me. That's a fun one. That's a fun unpack on that
It's true though.
one.
It's good.
It's like unless I respect you, I'm gonna reject your criticisms.
Okay, so the next question I have is actually it seems like it's going back to the other one we had. When we're so connected, why are we feeling so lonely? It's kind of like that, but here's the question. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
What prevents us from helping others feel seen? What prevents us from helping others feel seen? Because if we're not seen, if we constantly want to prove ourselves or explain ourselves, then we're always in the telling mode, showing mode, and we're not comfortable enough. You know, like the air hasn't been let out of us enough for us to go, and then look at someone and go, hey, what are you about? What are you doing? Do you know what I'm saying?
I do. And this is the hard part because starting from a dead stop is the problem here. Because honestly, for me,
What do you mean? Starting from a dead stop?
starting from a dead stop.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so for me, it's all give and take, right? It's all give and take. And so, when I get involved in a new social situation, I feel like I bring currency, I bring attention with me because it's like I've gotten recently recognized, and the Gatorade example is a perfect one. That's something I can carry with me for the next week, 2 weeks of somebody absolutely seeing me, seeing problems, offering to help. That compassionate currency I'm taking with me, and I can spend some and not feel depleted. And that's the other thing, because oftentimes if nobody's recognizing us, then it's hard for us to recognize others because we just feel like I just give and give and give. I just, can I please have something? So in my case, I'm holding my little bag of money and I can spend some here, there, and everywhere. And I know that I'll have more money coming in. But the hard part is when you don't and you're at that dead stop. It's like you almost need to get involved in a situation where you are seen. So for me, I think impossible unless I do something that makes me feel good. So even before at the gas station crew, I'd go on long cycle rides. And I would, on those long cycle rides, sometimes I would find a cyclist who was about my skill level, as it were, or fitness level, and I would just pair up with them and have a banal conversation, frankly. But it gave me just a little bit of currency. And I could give them a little currency. And it was a good ride. And, I don't even know the names of these people. And I don't know if I'll ever see them again. But, I find out about so-and-so's grandkids and blah, 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 blah. Because, of course, riding with octogenarians because they're at my fitness level, but let's not dwell on that. But, it feels like we had the back and forth. And so it's about trying to find those kinds of spaces where you can connect, even if just for a minute, and then take that momentum. And now you're slowly pushing the rock.
So is it kind of like being in survival mode? And if you're in survival mode, you can't see. You're pretty myopic, so you can't see details.
Right.
You're tunnel visioned.
Right. And so it's about building what you can from any small interaction.
Okay.
And then make those bigger and bigger and bigger as you start like building. I don't want to call it a support network. It's a friend network, but in many ways it is a support network.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's what relationships are. Okay. So how do you think our communities could change if we treated belonging as a sacred responsibility?
AA is a perfect example of this.
Alcoholics Anonymous?
Yes. When you go to a meeting, everybody is going to talk to you if it's your first meeting. Period. End of story. Because they want to create...
Your responsibility is to be a good host.
Exactly. So, fortunately or unfortunately, it looks like we're going to 12-step this one. But, I remember going to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting because the woman I was dating at the time was going to them, and I just wanted to experience it. And, it was a cool thing because even if you're like the biggest kind of awkwardest whatever, that's an excellent example. God, I never thought about that before, but that's an excellent example of being a good host. Because, and it's an excellent example of people sharing vulnerabilities, and it's just an excellent example and building a community.
Yeah, I have nothing more to add to that.
Jeez, I hadn't even, boom. This one caught me by surprise.
Yeah, I mean, they are good examples of being a good host. And it is like
Free
a
coffee.
sacred space, right? Like there was every morning, early in the morning, I would walk by and some of my friends from the neighborhood would be all standing outside in front of a business that was closed because it was too early in the morning. I'm like, what are you doing here? And they were so fishy with their response. Like they didn't want to answer. And it was in front of a whole group of a bunch of people from the neighborhood, and we all knew each other. I'm like, seriously, what are you guys doing? What are you hanging out here for? You want to come with me over here? Or I'm going to go for coffee. You want to come? No. What are you doing? Oh, we have some plans. Like, so cagey. And then finally, one of them broke down, and he's like, Fawn, we're waiting for an AA meeting to start. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay. See you later. Bye. But it was sacred, like I felt it, like, oh my goodness. And I so pride. It kind of reminds me of the time I was on an airplane and I was trying to make friends with someone that was sitting next to me. And he seemed like a martial artsy guy, and he was reading like a martial artsy book. And I'm like, oh my God, we have so much common. I was trying to talk to him and like get things out of him. Like, hey, where are you going? What are you doing? Who are you? What do you do? And somehow later I found out he was one of those air marshals.
Oh, that's right. He was a sky marshal.
Yeah. Do we still have those, by the way?
I think we still do.
Wow. Okay. All right. So do you have anything more to add?
Not a whisper.
So here's a wrap up, a conclusion. So in a world that increasingly offers connection without belonging, friendship is probably one of the last sacred places where we can be fully seen. And maybe the greatest gift we can give another human being is the feeling that they are in a loving embrace where they can grow roots, thrive, nourish, and be nourished. So initially I wanted to say, so they feel like they're home. But home may not be a good example for others. Like some people are triggered by the word love, because maybe they're heartbroken. So I didn't want to say home, but, a place that makes you feel good, a place that makes you thrive. That's it.
All right.
That's it for this week. The thought for this week. Have a beautiful every day.
Be well, everyone.
If you need us, we're here. Reach out. We'll talk to you soon.